Hey Internet, my name's Crisco Fiasco, and I think you might be meditating wrong. Now, since the 1960s, New Ageism has just boomed across the nation. I mean, we're talking meditation and yogis and veganism and all that stuff. You get to pick all these things, like choose your own religion, but you don't gotta call it religion. So, I mean, in a time and age when you're looking not to have a label on you, how cool is that? And it's been big. I mean, those campuses are popping up everywhere. You got new yogi studios finding your way into your gym. It's all across social media, so why not try it out? And it is just impregnating the culture right now with its ability to be so nuanced and innocent that it's able to garner even the most discerning Christian into it. So I guess the real question is, what is meditation? And what's the difference between, say, yogi meditation as opposed to Christian meditation? Now, I think we all know the stereotype when it comes to meditation. That is, sitting down in one place, nice and zen, doing our deep breathing exercises. Even if you don't really know what the heck's going on, anyone can do it. Breathing is sort of the go-to as far as like a universal ideal. We can all do it. And if you can't, you don't get to join the club anymore. It's that easy. Now, there are three separate parts to the exercise itself, and that is sitting down, that is quieting the mind, and then becoming one with nature around us. The issue with that is, where does the final part go? What is that final source? What's nature? What are we opening ourselves to? You know, when they say that when you stare into the abyss stares back. Well, you need to know what the content of the abyss is, putting into you. Otherwise, you might come out of your meditation a lot more anxious than you entered it if you got a new monkey on the back. So, what constitutes these part of meditation? Well, we have three key components of ourselves as a living, breathing human being. And that is our physical body, what touches and occupies space in this world around us. We got the soul inside of that. Our bodies are the container for our soul. And those are the senses, the consciousness, able to feel around and understand this world around us through the senses. And finally, we got our spirit. And that's the big boy right there. That's what knows. That's what tells us right from wrong. That's what fills that spirit. That's what fills that body. So whenever I make an action, it has gone through these three tiers, and it's been known, realized through the body after my spirit has made its decision through the soul. So as we're meditating in the New Age tradition, we are quieting the body, taking it to one place and feeling our breath and the present moment around us. After we have found stillness in that part, we move on to the soul. We take the feelings and sensations and we note them, and we just let them pass. And anytime there's a tinkling, say in the lower back that starts to hurt, we bring it back to the breath and we just ease it, we note it. And once we get into sort of a trance-like state, we finally get into the spirit realm when it comes to meditation. And those are the thoughts, those are the stuff underneath the hood that starts to pop up, that the iniquities of ourself, the anxieties of our life, it's noting these ideas and options out there and trying to bring it back to a place of stillness. And so when we get to that place of the spirit, it's like a social media feed where we get these images that pop on by, and instead of, confronting them or bringing a lot of attention to them, we note them and put them in our back pocket. Just let it pass and come back to the present moment. Now, like I mentioned before about that awareness, it's like it's accepting the life that you live. It's accepting the world for what it is. It's not attaining to a higher ideal. It's just bringing yourself back to, well, this is what I am, and this is the space I occupy. What better thing is there than that, right? And then we kind of come back to the Christian meditation. Now, the New Age meditation is a lot more passive. It's fully sense-based until we get down to the breathing, and there might be some sort of guided meditation taking us on a little journey. But for the Christian aspect, it's completely active. When it comes to meditation, it is going and pouring into the Bible and filling the Spirit with the words of God. It's taking the anxieties and the iniquities of myself and pouring that out. It's going out and trying to pour and fill it with the words of God. It is removing these defects of character actively and filling what would be nothing or the abyss in that moment with the sensation and the peace of Jesus Christ. That's the big difference between these two. Is one of them is opening the spirit to the world, and the other is opening our spirit to God. Which brings me down to, what kind of spirits are we dealing with here? Now, we have three realms on this plane of existence. We have our world plane. That's our ability to locomote on Earth. Like, I get it. I'm walking here. This is my place. The second is a lot more complicated. It's the firmament. Now, this is the place of fallen angels, and everyone has this hot word of mental sickness going around. This is where the demons live. This is, if we're talking about home field advantage, this is the area where Satan is able to run his course on us. This is straight up. It says in the Bible that Satan is the prince of the air, and there's no more concrete affirmation of that than the firmament itself. It's what's living right above us. It is this spiritual milieu that exists right out of our bounds. It is when we open ourselves to meditation and we are not pouring in to God, then Satan is going to be able to pour straight in to us. When we get to the third heaven, that is what we are trying to reach. That is the ideal. That is the area of God. That is righteousness and mercy and steadfastness and thanksgiving. That's the ideal. It has to be on a plane larger than ourselves. So if we're playing around on the earth and in the firmament, and we don't believe in any higher being than ourselves, if we don't believe in any greater good that the Lord poured out his love and goodness on of us, and we try to create our own spirit by doing breath exercises on ourselves, then instead of pouring into the Most High, we end up elevating ourselves from this earth into the firmament. We become our own gods in a way, and nothing makes the enemy happier than that you are able to join them at the party and they can, guide you around. That's where we get our spirit guides that come from New Ageism. This isn't Christ, this isn't Buddha, it's not Gandhi. These spirits that abound out there seem innocent and immaculate enough, but the issue is, it always seems innocent, but at the end of the day, these spirits are here to play with you and your soul. So if you have no way to discern what's actually playing and messing around with your soul, then you have no way in this extremely vulnerable state to tell whether or not your spiritual well-being is of God, of the earth, or of something else. So to wrap this video up, the large difference between New Age meditation and Christian meditation is the intention behind the quieting of our mind and body. What are we filling our soul with at the end of the day? Are we filling it of source and the world around us, of the feelings of the body and the mind? Or are we building ourselves to be living sacrifices and testimonies, being vessels to find our path and walk out the steps that Jesus left behind for us? Anyway, I'm Crisco Fiasco. Thank you for watching this video. I'm going to be knocking out some more in the future, so make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.